Alright guys, in today's video we have more PlayStation news and information to go over and talk about. Before we get into these topics, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button, I'd really appreciate that. And make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you are new here to the channel. Now we're starting off talking about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart because it seems that there was a lot of conversation happening today about this game making its way to PC. And I want to let you know right off the bat that Insomniac Games shut this down entirely. They did it very subtly, but it's one of these situations where if you know, you know. Now, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you that today there was a new trailer that was released by PlayStation for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And at the end of this trailer, it didn't just say PlayStation 5 exclusive. It said, get this, PlayStation 5 console exclusive. I know, crazy, right? It made people go off the deep end and assume that this was some type of low-key confirmation from both Insomniac and Sony that we can expect this game to make its way to PC. I mean, it's not like Sony has another console that they're still supporting, that being the PlayStation 4, and they just wanted to make it crystal clear that it's not releasing on that console, it's only releasing on the PS5. No, they definitely weren't doing that. They were letting us know it's going to be releasing on PC. Now, obviously, I'm being sarcastic, and I can kind of understand why some people get a little bit nervous or a little bit skeptical because Sony is embracing PC like we've never seen them do before. We saw them release Horizon Zero Dawn, and today they just released Days Gone, and I have no doubt in my mind that Sony plans to release a ton more PlayStation 4 exclusives onto PC. The PlayStation 4 generation is effectively over, and so it would make a lot of sense for them to do that. Now, when it comes to Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, I'm not sure why anybody would assume that this game is going to make its way to PC. I mean, of all the PlayStation 5 exclusives, you could sit there and say, oh, I think this will make its way to PC. I think Rift Apart is kind of the last one, right? Because this is a game that if you listen to what Insomniac has to say about it and you listen to the way Sony's been marketing it, it's a game that's leveraging the PlayStation 5 hardware. It's leveraging the PlayStation 5's SSD speeds and that I/O throughput in a way that we just haven't really seen so far. It seems to be the first PlayStation 5 exclusive that really is trying to do things with the PS5 that simply can't be achieved on any other platform currently. Now, could that change in the future? Of course it could, right? But I just don't think that this is going to be the game that Sony comes out here 6 months or a year later and says, oh, and it's also releasing on PC. I mean, if you were to ask me, do I expect any PlayStation 5 exclusives to eventually release on the PC? My answer is going to be, yeah, I fully expect that to happen, but I would expect it to happen when we get closer to the next generation. The generation where we have the PlayStation 6 and we're moving on from the PlayStation 5 to the PS6. It's weird to say that, but you know, that day will come. And to me, that makes the most sense when Sony would decide, all right, let's start porting these PlayStation 5 exclusives to PC, just like they're doing right now with PS4 exclusives. I could be wrong about that. Obviously, I don't know exactly what Sony's plans are, but in my mind, that makes the most sense. And so James Stevenson, the director at Insomniac Games, he put out a tweet. He didn't put out any words with it. He just put out an image. And if you didn't know any better, you would think that this was just him marketing the game, you know, doing his job. But he was also shutting down this conversation about the game going to PC because it was updated to say PlayStation 5 exclusive, not console exclusive, just PlayStation 5 exclusive, effectively shutting down all of these, rumors. Because I did start to see some articles pop up talking about this, which was kind of weird to me. So I'm grateful that he did this because you know, it's just like, let's just make it clear if we haven't, done so already, which I think they certainly have, that it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive, okay? I would not anticipate this game to come to PC anytime remotely soon. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So there you go. Just wanted to update you guys and let you know what's going on there. But we're going to move on from that and talk once again about Returnal because we have some new information. First of all, I want to let you know that Housemarque has confirmed that patch 1.3.7 is coming this Thursday and that they're going to provide us with more information soon. I have a feeling that this is going to be a pretty significant patch, and who knows, maybe we could even see them incorporate some type of save state within this patch that some people have been asking for. They did recently go on record talking about that, and we did cover that. But something else I want to mention here that I did miss is that apparently Housemarque may actually be teasing new content for Returnal, maybe even some type of DLC. So, in addition to the save system, the team is busy beavering away on, quote, new content and updates and fixes and stuff like that, unquote. So, we can potentially expect some kind of DLC to come out later this year, maybe some type of expansion. I've seen some people say that they would like to have some type of multiplayer co op added, which would be fantastic, I think, for a game like this. So, nonetheless, it seems like Housemarque intends to support this game for quite some time, and they may support it in the form of, just new content in general, which would be great. But we're moving right along here because today we got confirmation of GTA 5 for PS5 and its release date. There's a lot of people who are not excited for this and not happy about it. I mean, it seems like by this point we should be hyping up GTA 6. It's been long enough, but we know that Rockstar and Take-Two, they have every intent to milk this thing dry. So we will be getting a PS5 and Xbox Series X version, and it's going to be releasing on November 11th of this year. So we certainly have a lot of time left before this launches. And so it says Rockstar has announced via GameSpot that GTA 5 and GTA Online's standalone release will come to PS5 on November 11th. Both will release on the same day, and PlayStation players will get GTA Online free at launch for 3 months until February 2022. The new version of this game will have a, quote, range of technical improvements, visual upgrades, and performance enhancements to take full advantage of the latest hardware, unquote. So it seems like you're definitely not going to be getting a free update. I think that was kind of made clear from the beginning. So you will have to pay full price for this. And, again, that's why a lot of people are not happy about this. That's just not really the norm. But it is worth noting that if you are a PlayStation 5 owner, you will be entitled to get this for free between launch, that being November 11th, and February 2022, GTA Online specifically. So, yeah, I just thought that was worth mentioning because I know that a lot of you listening to this do have PS5s, or a lot of you will eventually get a PS5. So at least there's that. I will definitely redeem that and give it a shot. I'm not a big fan of GTA Online, but, they do have some pretty fun game modes, and it's good to just kind of mess around. So there you go. I didn't think we would just be randomly getting the release date for something like this, just kind of, out of the blue, but here we are. I'm going to close out this video, though, talking about the Dualsense controller once again and what Days Gone developer Sony Bend has to say about it. So speaking during an interview with WCCF Tech, the development team behind Days Gone on PC have named the Dualsense as their favorite feature for the PS5. Ron Allen, lead gameplay designer, and Zachary Lewis, senior UI programmer, both highlighted the new controller for Sony's latest home console as a major attraction. And let's face it, the PS5 has plenty, from the SSD, ray tracing support, and 3D audio. And so we have some quotes here. We're starting with Zachary Lewis saying, well, as a user interface guy, the tactility and the haptics of the DualSense controller is something that I am really excited about playing with. We've seen some of the games on the PlayStation 5 start to explore it, but I think that there's a lot more that can be done. That they're just going to take time to see how we can integrate that to make the game feel more real in the player's hands. And that's something that I'm really excited about on the PlayStation 5. Then we have Ron Allen chiming in saying, I agree with Zach 100%. For instance, I'll use Returnal from Housemarque, a PS5 game that Sony released not that long ago. You can feel the rain on the controller while playing. And I was blown away by how they split the adaptive triggers for the different fire modes and things like that. It goes on to say, it's just the DualSense controller in particular I'm extremely excited about, especially after playing Astro's Playroom. It's just amazing, and I cannot wait to see what everybody else comes up with in the future. Now, if you're wondering why I wanted to highlight this, it's because I agree 100% with what these developers from Sony Bend are saying. And frankly, I'm going to be really interested to see how they incorporate and integrate the DualSense into their next game. We know it's going to be some time before we see that. I feel like Days Gone is a good example of a game that I feel like could have done some great things with the DualSense. We're never going to know, of course, but I fully agree with what's being said here. The DualSense, could arguably be the most next-gen thing about the PS5 that may sound crazy to some people. And I have seen some people say, oh, it's just a little bit of extra vibration or something like that. Absolutely not. If you have played Astro's Playroom, if you've played Returnal, if you played Demon Souls, if you played these games, you know that there's something special about this controller. And I got to tell you, when I'm playing games that don't utilize it, I don't really think about it. But then when I do, like when I'm done playing those games and I go play Returnal for a little bit, you immediately just feel this massive difference, and it does actually pull you in more. So just wanted to talk about what Sony Bend is saying about the DualSense, but that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. Be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.